This podcast contains explicit content.
You are listening to Hardly Focused.
I could say something pretty inappropriate right now.
We are Hardly Focused. Thank you for checking us out today. You can get us at hardlyfocused.com on your favorite podcast app and on YouTube. Just search for Hardly Focused. Just to mention it briefly, this band, Hum, their drummer passed away the other day, Brian St. Pere. This song is playing right now is from the album they surprise released last year, and it came out, I believe it was June 2020, and it was like, you know, we were just a couple months into the lockdown, and everything was just miserable, and then just Hum's just like, hey, surprise, our first album since 1998, enjoy. And it was just such like a welcoming thing, and the drums on there especially are absolutely fantastic. So it was definitely a shock to read and hear that Brian St. Pere passed away. Not to mention that this show has been featuring music from Hum ever since we started.
Because Jack's obsessed,
as I should be. Our closing music bed is a song by Hum called Ironclad Lou. Which we've been using since almost the beginning of this show, since 2009. So, yeah, very, very sad news to hear about Brian St. Pere. But anyway, on to more positive things like Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, a free man. After only serving 3 years in prison.
It's only been 3 years?
It's only been 3 years. Everything started for him in around 2014 or 2015.
A while ago.
Yeah, it just took, as it usually does, it just took a few years before he was sentenced and then sent to prison. And my understanding of it is he made a deal with a district attorney in Pennsylvania, and the deal basically said he wouldn't have to serve jail time. And that is why he was released, is because prosecutors went back and looked at that deal and.
Yep. So basically everybody's mad at the defense attorneys, I guess. Really should be mad at the DA, because the DA shouldn't have done that deal in the first place. They did a civil suit and then they did the criminal trial. They should have done just like OJ, do the criminal one first, do the civil one second.
Yep. And my understanding too is the case that he actually went to jail for, it was the only accusation that the statute of limitations was not in effect for, because it had happened within 10 years of yeah. So
even though there were 60 other people that said, hey, yeah, he's done this before. Statute of limitations.
God, just what a that is the definition of fall from grace right there for Bill Cosby. Because he was like America's dad, right? Wasn't that
Jell-O pudding?
Yeah, that was his thing. Everybody loved Bill Cosby.
You know how the kids love Jell-O pudding.
The Kodak film and the new Coke.
I grew up watching Cosby Show and then Cosby, which was the
Dr. Huxtable. Oh, yeah.
Was he also Kids Say the Darndest Things?
He was.
Was that him?
I think the original one, yeah.
Yeah. And Fat Albert, too.
Mm-hmm.
Or the South Park version, Fat Abbott. So he, I believe he's back in Massachusetts. He has a residence out near where Kate lives.
Of course he does.
Shelburne Falls, I think it's called, or
Shelburne Falls is a bit on the northern half of Western Mass.
Yeah, but he maintains.
But still, I mean, I'm sure if he sees Kate, he'll drop something in her drink.
Great.
Yeah, would you? If Bill Cosby offered you a drink, would you take it, Kate?
What was the base of the drink?
Rufinol.
It's gonna. What flavor is it?
It'll be. You know what? Knowing Cosby, it'll probably be whatever you want it to be. It'll just come with that secret Cosby ingredient. See. Yeah,
we'll see.
He wants to do a comedy tour.
I saw that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
He needs to just lie down
and just let a train run him over.
Just go away stay out of the public eye, stay out of everybody's eye,
Get his own eye
stay
fixed.
out of the bar.
As he's gotten older, he's got one eye that just I don't know if he like went blind in that eye or what.
Has he got Forrest Whitaker eye?
Yeah,
Is it a wandering eye?
it's just constantly like looking up.
It's a whispering eye.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if he's like looking at you straight on, talking to you, you don't know if he's looking at you or something else.
Pick one and go with it, buddy.
He's also 85, I think 84. He's very old, very old.
And hopefully will die before Betty White.
What's his like current worth? Is he still like super rich?
I think so. Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
he's probably still got a lot of like ongoing deals and royalties and in stuff like that. But I do know that I don't know about his actual PhD, but he had so many honorary degrees and doctorates, and they've all been removed.
I wonder if they can actually like void somebody's contract
Actual degree?
for no, like a contract, like you get royalties anytime we play this clip, anytime we air this show on TV Land, whatever. If they can like write it into the clause, like unless you are convicted of
If there's a
felony,
morality clause,
of
there is, but
whatever. If you become very rapey, we can't. We're not paying you anymore.
Very rapey. What if you're just a little bit
really
rapey?
slightly rapey, it's okay.
I mean,
Isn't everybody slightly rapey? I mean, come on.
yeah. I mean, like slightly rapey is like, I don't know, telling a dirty joke that probably makes people feel uncomfortable, but it's
so
like,
Very rapey is,
very rapey is
yeah.
is like I have attempted to actually rape you and may or may not have been successful. Or if you're like Kevin Spacey, suddenly very gay.
That, I still can't believe that was his
apology. I'm very sorry I touched these young boys. For you see, I cannot help it. I am very gay. I mean, I don't think you can write very gay
it was
in
a
your
curveball.
contract. Yeah,
It was a curveball.
as
You weren't
being
ready
a
for it.
disqualifier. But touching little boys, they certainly could write into the contract.
Yeah, I don't know how
Or not touching little boys in the contract.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the film.
Very true. Very true.
I don't know how those work, in all honesty.
What rapes, touching little boys, or contracts?
Well, so I know, like for my job, for example, there are some circumstances in which if you're convicted of a felony or other things, you may or may not be eligible for certain coverages or benefits.
Right.
As with any kind of, a lot of businesses, I think even my apartment had a clause in there where if you're charged with a felony, you can no longer live here.
Right.
So, like, why would they allow this celebrity to continuously get paid even when they've now become very rapey? But they're still going to get paid. I mean, I guess they could have the assumption that nobody's going to continue to play Bill Cosby clips, shows, sound bites. But if anything, now he becomes a joke and people will eventually start to make fun of it. SNL,
The
things
SNL's
like that.
Hollywood
Colbert.
Squares. Did you see that one?
Yeah,
Yep,
there's all kinds of, shows that are still going to continue to talk about him, and he's going to get royalties.
So he would probably, to have any sort of like future sustainable income, he would get that through touring, because that's what a lot of performers do now is they tour. COVID sidelined this obviously, but they tour, and that's where they make their money, because nobody buys albums anymore. No one's going to be going out buying like physical copies of Bill Cosby's comedy
What's
albums.
an album?
Yeah. I don't know, what's available for streaming for someone like him. The streamers obviously can make the decision to take that stuff down. But also, I ever since all the allegations came out, you never see Cosby on TV anymore. All the shows have since been
Unless
scrubbed.
it's a joke. But for people to make these jokes about people like this, because they will sometimes reenact a scene from something, or they'll very specifically describe it, use his name so you know it's clearly his name, use his image.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they have to pay some kind of royalty to somebody.
Well, isn't that
for
like
something like
that's
that?
like I think that's like a parody law or something. Like, people don't get those, the actual person doesn't get like any payment or royalties if like Kenan Thompson's making fun of Bill Cosby on SNL.
Look at all the nice people in the audience. So many beautiful people. The Jello pudding pop.
Yeah. But then you know what? Then there's going to be people who are now looking up Bill Cosby because they either don't get the joke or now they're feeling nostalgic and they're like, oh, remember those commercials? Wow, what happened? I feel like most people are going to be like, oh, Bill Cosby, he's a scumbag. I don't want anything having to do with him in my house. People don't give a shit about what he did. People are just going to be like, oh, yeah, isn't that strange that this guy that we all grew up with and idolized and watched every night on TV, turns out he's a scumbag? Haha, wow. I kind of want to rewatch The Cosby Show again. That was a great show.
Yeah. I've watched clips of Cosby Show in recent times because it's funny. It's just like Roseanne too, right? Like Roseanne made that comment about Valerie Jarrett and she got canceled and they tried to scrub her from existence, and that didn't last long because Roseanne plays like every day now on various channels on TV.
Yeah, it was playing this morning.
Yeah,
and I think yesterday when I woke up.
Yeah, her stuff's funny. Like that's yeah, she was stupid. She shouldn't have said what she said, and people were afraid of.
But she was never the family friendly, comic.
Right.
Bill Cosby has always got this idea, of this. I don't have, the Will Smith, if you will, I don't have to cuss.
Can you imagine what would happen if Will Smith all of a sudden
dropped a fucking hardcore rap album?
if he got canceled.
Oh. Yeah. Probably a little bit more. Especially, he's not 80 years old either. So at that point.
Right. So Phylicia Rashad, what? Who played Mrs. Huxtable on The Cosby Show. Kate, do you know who Phylicia Rashad's famous sister is?
No.
Debbie Allen. Catherine Avery from Grey's Anatomy.
I hate her.
As do I. Oh God, I hate this. And she did this. She did this in an episode of Grey's Anatomy when euphemisms for sex, and she's talking to Richard, and she says something about quote unquote making soup. God, that just gives me the chills when I hear that. It's just such a.
It's because it's gazpacho and it's supposed to be served cold.
But she said that. She said that in an episode. I'm like, I already hate you. And then you said that. Please stop existing.
I'm going to have to remind you now constantly, hey, making soup.
I used to like the 70s game shows where they couldn't be too raunchy, but they were trying to be raunchy, but it was still the 70s. So even their version of raunchy is like kindergarten for us now. And they would say like, oh, where is your favorite place to make whoopee?
Yeah, because they couldn't say sex. They couldn't even say make love.
Make whoopee.
I was watching because there's a whole on YouTube, a whole like repository, a whole archive of Johnny Carson episodes. And I was watching one from like the late 60s, maybe like early 70s. You want to talk about like people who are getting canceled for things, like the shit that they would say to like the female guests.
So, sucking your dick lately?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just
that.
watched The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
Just recently. and then like White Chicks was on like before that or something like that. It was just like some of these movies from like the early 2000s, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, these are hilarious.
Age well.
But if they came out today, like the Wayans brothers, first of all, I don't even know what would happen to them.
The Wayans brothers.
Yeah, like the old Adam Sandler movies and stuff like that. Like I watched Happy Gilmore recently, and there's just like so many like racist, sexist things.
I mean, just look at old
like gay jokes, all these things.
Old Family Guy. One of my favorite Family Guy jokes from like one of the first episodes of the series is Jemima's Witnesses.
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Oh my God.
Like, how fast would people have rightfully canceled Kevin James and gone after Adam Sandler?
I actually almost got in trouble for this at work, and the only reason I didn't is because there was one person in this room of people who knew what I was quoting, and it was that line from Chuck and Larry where Dan Aykroyd goes, "Gentlemen, I'll be blunt. What you put in each other's asses is your own business."
Yeah, that's probably a little bit on the edgier side there when you're in an office meeting, dipshit.
Like I said, one person in the room knew what I was quoting. So,
and you're fucking lucky for it.
Yeah. Phylicia Rashad got heat because she, being Mrs. Cosby on two different shows, because on the separate show called Cosby, she also played his wife there because Tama Hopkins was originally cast and did not have that chemistry, or perhaps it was the level of tolerance that Phylicia Rashad might have had for Bill Cosby. She was under fire because she tweeted support for Cosby when he was released from jail earlier or last week. And
read the room, lady.
Yeah. And this is like hot off the heels of her becoming a university dean.
Oh boy.
Howard University. So she has since
Howard the Duck University.
Howard the Duck. Look, I'm waiting for my Howard the Duck MCU movie, okay? He's shown up in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was there at the final battle in Avengers Endgame. It's just a matter of time.
No, he's far too creepy.
It's just a matter of time. Except
CGI.
Yeah.
Even now, it's
just get someone else to do his voice, because Seth Green was doing his voice, and you know how that is.
We love Seth Green.
So Phylicia Rashad deleted the tweet that she posted, and
at least she didn't say my account was hacked.
Yeah. Forgive me.
That's a fucking joke.
Yeah. That's one of those ones that I can't believe people still think flies.
No, you could probably get away with it if you also post something else, but you have to make sure to misspell it, put in lots of like exclamation point, like special characters in there, and also maybe leak a nude and then be like, oh my God, my account was hacked. And people will be like, oh yeah, because it went on for a period of 24 hours. Just ridiculous things that you definitely wouldn't want to come out.
Nowadays, just put something in about crypto and people might actually believe you.
You gotta like share your phone number and then be willing to get a new phone number. They'll believe you then. Well,
I got some audio here from Phylicia Rashad because she deleted her tweet and then she apologized. But it's one of those things where like...
Wait. She spells it with a PH?
Yes. Phylicia.
PHY?
Phylicia.
LIC. I don't know if we could be friends.
I don't know. I liked her back in the Cosby Show days as Mrs. Cosby, but let's just stay there, like not present day Phylicia Rashad. I
feel like the spelling looks to me like something you'd see on an antibiotic medicine label.
Have you tried Phylicia adalimumab?
The Phylicia.
Felicity.
Phylicia.
I don't like it.
She's one of those celebrities who thinks that simply deleting the tweet will erase it from existence.
No, now you have to make a whole apology. You need to do customer service, community service, make a donation.
Right. So here's Phylicia Rashad speaking after she deleted her tweet and after the shitstorm happened. Here we go.
This is getting out of control. We can't leave the house without getting harassed.
Yeah, yesterday I went outside to try to get the mail, and I had a seizure.
And that may not be protester-related, but still, you gotta do something, Brian.
What do you want me to do? I deleted my Twitter account, my Instagram, Facebook, everything. People still won't leave me alone.
You have to apologize. Go outside, do it now. Tell them that it was a mistake and how sorry you are, and maybe they'll get off our backs.
Maybe you're right. I gotta face them and hope they'll forgive me. Hello. As you all know, I'm Brian Griffin.
Boo! Boo! Brian Griffin! Boo!
I want to read a few words.
Boo! Liar! Boo! Brian Griffin! Boo!
Anyway, I want to...
Boo! Apologize somewhere else. Boo! Boo! Brian! Boo!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to apologize.
Why did you say ladies first? That's sexist.
It's just a standard greeting. Let me start over. Gentlemen and ladies...
Who says the man?
Okay, sorry. Humans in the audience.
I identify as a basketball.
Humans and basketballs.
I'm a parrot who mimics words but doesn't comprehend them.
Humans, basketballs, talking parrots, and whatever else is out there.
Whatever? It's whoever. Actually, it's whomever. No one likes you, Mary.
All right, just calm down, okay?
Now you're tone policing us.
That makes me uncomfortable. Anything that makes me uncomfortable in 2017 should be illegal.
You know what? I'm not a racist, all right? I just told a bad joke. There's a huge difference, but nobody on the internet ever takes the time to ask themselves, is this worth freaking out over? Or are there bigger problems in the world than this tweet? Well, I assure you there are. And just for the record, I love black people. I watch tons of black porn. So what do you all want from me? Huh? You want to ruin my life? Then congratulations, you did it. Everybody hates me. I can't leave the house without getting harassed. No one will hire me.
That was a problem before.
I can't turn on my phone without strangers telling me to kill myself or that they're going to kill my family. Leave me alone! I'm the self-righteous liberal douchebag, not you! I've kissed a transsexual before! How many of you can say that? Where's my medal? I am so far left, I'm spinning in circles, you Instead of killing myself, I should kill all of you!
It's fascinating that Phylicia Rashad sounds in no way like Seth MacFarlane. I guess I don't actually have audio of Phylicia Rashad, but I don't know. That clip sounded appropriate. It sounded very...
That clip sounded like it was very, very from the heart. And not of Brian's heart, of
Right.
Seth MacFarlane's heart.
It's one of those situations where the truth is being spoken right there. I can only imagine how many people were triggered hearing that. The internet, the internet's a wonderful place.
Is it?
The internet is for porn.
Yeah, I want to go back to those days where the internet was for porn and really, nothing else. Porn and World of Warcraft.
Which sometimes
Flash
is the
videos.
same thing.
Yeah. Flash videos, you're right. Newgrounds, E-Bombs World. I'd love to go back to those days. Well, we'll wrap with this, and this is something that I assure you is actually legitimate. Let me pull it up here.
I don't know if anybody ever trusts you when you say that.
I know we're getting to the
Just
point.
so you're aware. I don't
You're
think
just
you
gonna
need...
do like it's like Mac and Me with Paul Rudd.
We're getting to the point now, yeah, where just there is no, there's no reason you should trust me with this stuff. And I will say, I'm very, very happy that we got one more Mac and Me out of Paul Rudd before Conan wrapped up his show.
Okay, so I don't know what Mac and Me is, but I've been told that my puppy looks like Mac and Me. And so so we pulled it up on Amazon, and I'm very upset.
Mac and Me is it's a very bad like ET clone from the late 80s.
Yeah, well, because I told him, I was like, "Oh, Bam Bam, you're a very ugly baby," and to which the response was, "He looks like Mac and Me." I'm like, "What?" It's the bug eyes and his little square face.
I think it was more. I think it was more accurate what you showed me, the baby from
Baby
Dinosaurs.
Sinclair.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a picture. He's got his mouth wide open, and there's a picture of Baby Sinclair in like the same pose as the dog, and they look very similar. They're even both wearing like the little yellow T-shirt. He's got a yellow bandana. I'm like, oh god.
See, what I loved about Paul Rudd's final Mac and Me troll is that every time Paul Rudd would go on Conan's show, you knew it was coming because he'd be like, "Hey, I have a clip to promote for my upcoming movie," and then he would show the same clip from Mac and Me instead. So you knew it was coming. This one, it wasn't. He just crashed the interview, and they were so engrossed in a discussion about a Saturday Night Live sketch. It was Bill Hader's there, and it was about a sketch that never made it to air. And the way that the conversation was going, and Paul Rudd going, look, no, we're actually going to show you the sketch so you can see how bad it is.
And the fact that Bill Hader was like just working it in the conversation. It wasn't like, what are you talking about? They never taped it, you know?
Bill, like Conan always claimed to not expect the Mac and Me clip to happen. And I genuinely...
Maybe he was like innocent and, childlike. He held out hope every time.
Yeah, I genuinely think that this time around, for the first time, I mean, Bill Hader obviously thrown off, and then Conan actually being thrown off. But I'm so happy we got that final Mac. I mean, Conan wouldn't be able to close out his late night career if that did not happen one last time, and I'm so glad it did. Kate, do yourself a favor, because I'm pretty sure it's free to watch on YouTube. Watch Mac and Me.
That's the plan for tonight, actually, because it's now become a joke in the household that we have a very ugly puppy.
I believe there was a sponsorship that they had, like some degree of endorsement from McDonald's.
Yep.
So there's like a whole 10-minute, 15-minute long dance scene that takes place in a McDonald's. Yeah, this movie was...
I wish I didn't know that.
This movie was most definitely a contender for 1987 Academy Awards.
I think I'm going to have a couple of drinks.
4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What is it?
4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Great. I can't... Wow.
I mean, if you're a fan of Metacritic, it's 26%.
Oh. Yeah, now I'm really looking forward to my 4th of July plans this
evening. Budget, $13 million. Gross. Cumulative worldwide, 6.4.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and what's great is no one would know about this movie or anything about it were it not for Paul Rudd. People only know
what
about...
does Paul Rudd have to do with it?
Because anytime he would go on Conan O'Brien, he would...
The last 20 years.
Yeah, he would play, he would say, I have a clip from my movie that I'm here to promote, and they would throw to it, as they do with literally every other celebrity who goes on that show, and instead, it would be the same clip from Mac and Me, and I'm not going to tell you what the scene is, because if you're going to watch it, then you're going to see it. It's like Walker, Texas Rangers. People only know and care about this because it was brought to light on Conan and made such a big deal.
Yep.
Well,
there's a whole collection on YouTube of all the times Paul Rudd went on Conan and played that same exact clip. And Conan claims to have been tricked by it every single time. Have fun watching Mac and Me, really.
Great. The plan was my mom went to the Barkery and got little treats for all of the animals that came up last night. So I was going to give the kids all their little treats and then try to watch a nice movie, have, some beer and a pizza. Now I'm just going to be very depressed.
I'm looking forward to your response.
My depression.
Here you go, Mike. Here's Bill Cosby on David Letterman, hosting David Letterman's show, interviewing Sofia Vergara before she was famous. This is well before Modern Family. This is from Inside Edition, condensing it down to about a minute long. The way he was interacting with Sofia Vergara. Here we go.
It's long forgotten video of Bill Cosby, and he can't take his eyes off Sofia Vergara.
Men look at you and they think only of sin.
The date was March 25th, 2003. Cosby was filling in for David Letterman, who was out sick with shingles. At the time, Sofia was 30 years old and virtually unknown in America.
This is my first time in American TV.
It was years before she hit it big on Modern Family. But she already knew how to make an entrance.
Now, what you have on tonight is wonderful. This is wonderful. And when you walked out, many people became attentive.
Now watch as Cosby gets into Sofia's space for what can now be seen as a cringeworthy moment.
You make me feel young again. You make me feel very excited. Look at me.
But don't die right now here, please.
What do you mean, don't die?
At the time, nobody thought much of the leering video. Of course, we have a different point of view today, considering the numerous allegations of sexual misconduct being leveled against him. We showed the video to one of Cosby's accusers, Victoria Valentino.
What's she doing with her hand? Do you notice that? It looks like she's playing with herself, looking at Cosby. Let me cue it back a bit. Look at what she's doing with her hand.
Allegations of sexual misconduct being leveled against him. We showed the video to one of Cosby's accusers, Victoria Valentino.
It becomes very sinister.
I cannot.
This is too sexy, I'm leaving.
There you go. Bill Cosby doing Bill Cosby things.
It's very Cosby-esque.
What do you think about Sofia Vergara?
I especially with Modern Family, I couldn't stand her.
Yeah, I don't care for her.
Sarah watches AGT, so I watch AGT. So I don't find her as annoying in smaller chunks because she's more of just like, a little
quiet.
bit here, a little bit there, a little quiet. Yeah, there we go.
It's just something about her voice. Like, I hate to say it, but it's just very grating. Because I feel like it's...
Well, no, it's not even the accent. It's just like, I don't know.
It's just, it's a very distinct voice.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's always shouting. Always.
You know what? You're right. She's like, she has to like, she can't project. She has to shout.
She has just one volume.
Yeah.
Voice modulation syndrome.
Like she's very funny. I've seen her on like Ellen.
Yeah.
Who got canceled apparently also, I guess.
Well, apparently she's a huge bitch.
Yeah. But I've seen her on like Ellen a couple of times. I've seen her doing like other interviews, even on Modern Family. She is pretty funny a lot of the time. There's something about, I think, the whole look of her.
It's the sound of her voice. Yeah.
She just has like, I don't know, some kind of stereotypical big boob Colombian, bitch wife, which I guess is basically the character on Modern Family. And you would expect her to be like a wicked gold digger being with fucking Al Bundy, but she's not. And she's actually a likable character, but they do have the running joke that she's like a sex pot with the big boobs and tiny waist and then, I don't know, exotic, whatever. I think it's just the fact that she can't control the volume of her voice and everything is always in the one tone. And I don't know. It just, it's like, it grates on my nerves. And I know even that is part of the joke sometimes in the show. But even outside of Modern Family, she still seems to be the same person, essentially. Like she embodies
Joe
the
Manganiello
character.
doesn't seem to care, so.
Makes me think of this.
What did I say about talking while you were here?
Yeah. There's been other actresses and personalities similar to her that I've had this same feeling about.
Right.
Where it's just, even people I've met in real life, like, why are you always so loud? Stop.
By the way, have either of you watched Bird Girl on Adult Swim?
No.
Nope.
Oh, it's good, man.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god.
I love Bird Girl on Harvey Birdman. She was great. And now she has her own show. Just as good.
No, haven't watched.
Voiced by Paget Brewster. Who she a babe. She a good voice actor too, because she was on DuckTales.
Woo.
Bird Girl!
Yeah, she funny. Yeah, so if you see it on Adult Swim, watch it. It's definitely not the same as Harvey Birdman. Don't go into expecting it to be that, but it's like a good spin-off of like what would happen if this specific character got their own show. Not so much like the Cleveland Show or Joey, but in the same vein. Kate, you would like it because there's a talking dog on it.
I like dogs.
I think the character's name too is just dog wearing a bucket hat. That's like the character's full name, and that's how he introduces himself.
I liked on oh my god, Depressed Horse Show.
BoJack Horseman.
That the girlfriend's name was it Princess Carolyn, just because she's a Kate. Something she's a cat.
She's a Kate.
she's a cat.
I think I've only watched the first 2 seasons of BoJack Horseman, but Vincent Adultman is one of my like favorite running jokes, and I reference that regularly.
Yeah, and then what was the dog's name? Mr.
Peanut Butter Cup.
Mr.
I think.
Peanut Butter or something.
Yeah, Mr. Peanut Butter.
It was just, it's funny because it's like he's got clinical depression. He's like, they're all fucking anxiety ridden. This dog is like clearly like gonna burn out at some point. And his name is Mr. Peanut Butter.
Yeah, I just like that he does dog things every once in a while.
Yeah,
like at least once per episode, like his ears will perk up or he'll start barking at like the mailman as he goes by.
Licking his balls.
I love the intro for the show because it's like he's a horse and he's throwing himself off his balcony and like doing that thing where it's like, oh, do I really want to come up for air in the bottom of the pool? And he's a horse.
All right. I gotta get back into
Good
that show, but it's I know it's caused a lot of existential crises among my friends. So okay, very good. Well, Kate, thank you for being here and
made the trek down from the mountains.
Yes, thank you for taking the time and joining us. And Mike, please express the same to Nick for joining us at the very beginning of this episode.
Debut show.
I cannot wait to play the audio back for him when he's older.
Oh, God.
Because I know that he's going to hit an age where everything is embarrassing and cringy. So I will have this on hand for him.
You can definitely play the little giggle that he let out as you farted into the mic.
Yes.
Be like, you love this.
And if he's warped at all, it's because of us.
Because of you.
Yeah. So we'll end it with the hum song that we always wrap every episode up with in some form. We will talk at you next time. Say goodbye, Kate.
Bye.
Goodbye.